wouldn't be any of the woman you are today without me.
I hope. And I really hope that I look like a complete moron who questioned the maternity of their mother and
You wouldn't look like a complete moron. We all heard the facts that led you to feel this way. Every single one of us here would have a question in our hearts about what was going on.
I gave birth to a 9-pound, healthy, light-skinned baby. The nurse was so excited how big the baby was. She said, this is 9-pound right here. 3 days later, I was handed a 6-pound, dark-skinned baby. I felt no connection to this baby. I believe my baby was switched at birth. Me and my friend, we was at the same hospital, and I think they gave me her baby. Andrea don't look like me, Andrea look like my friend. She's dark like her dad, she's dark like her mom, and my child's father, he's Puerto Rican, Irish, and African American. And Andrea, she's too dark to be our baby. I had 4 kids afterwards. All my kids are skinny, tall, and light-skinned. Andrea don't look like none of my kids. It's impossible that Andrea's my daughter. Deep down in Andrea's heart, Andrea knows that I'm not her mother.
Everyone, we'll talk to Railene a little later, but first, welcome Andrea to the show. Andrea, I'm so sorry. I know watching that video, I could see your body language and I could see it just bubbling up. Tell me what's going on in your head right now.
It's like, why? You don't know how it feels. Nobody knows. Nobody. What is wrong with her? All my life. I'm sorry, Karamo.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
The times I needed her, I needed. Oh, God, please help me. Help me, Jesus, help me.
Yeah. So this has been going on your entire life where she's been rejecting you.
Yes.
When was the first time you remember your mother rejecting you?
I was 18. I was 18, and when we first met each other, when we first met each other, then she still was like, no.
Yeah. So take us back a little bit. So you said you first met her at 18. Where did you grow up when you were a child?
I grew up with.
Yeah, take your time. It's okay, we understand.
She wasn't my grandmother, but they said, well, I wouldn't say they. I was raised as my grandmother. Then as time went on and as I got older, she wasn't my grandmother. She was just a lady that was a friend of the family.
That raised you?
Yes.
Yes, okay then. And that's where you lived from birth to 18 years old?
Yes.
Had you had any contact with the Railene at all when growing up?
No.
You knew who she was though?
Yeah, I didn't know what she looked like at that time, but I knew her name and I knew that was my mom. That's all I knew.
What has Railene said about your appearance? Because I heard what she said about that on that tape.
Well, I'm too big, I'm too black. Come on now. She had a Mexican and black child because that's what she said that she remembered. But me, I don't look the part.
Do you think you look like Railene?
I think I do. I'm bigger. That's it. I believe I look like her, my face, everything. But we can't judge her like that.
Yeah. So do you want a relationship?
No,
with
I don't
Railene?
want no relationship with her. I just want my results today so everybody can know and she can stop talking about me. And I stay gone away from the state and everything because of staying away from the family and not really having to be talked about. So I don't want no connection. I just want my results. And she could go fly a kite for all I could care.
Do you?
Yes, that part.
Okay, I gotta ask you, and I heard everything you're saying, but do you believe you could have been switched at birth?
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
You were born what year?
1987.
87.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't, not saying this is not true, because I don't know, this is why we're here to confirm, but I don't hear a lot of stories at that time of
Me either.
people being switched at birth. This is something you more heard in the early 50s, the 60s, like where, you know, there was mistakes. Now, a lot of that doesn't happen. Well, everyone, it's time to hear the other side of this story. So everyone, please welcome Railene to the show. Please take a seat for me.
Okay.
So I want to know, how do you feel about what was just said?
Andrea, now, you know.
What do I know, Railene? What do I know?
Okay, hold on. When I met you at the age of 18, when I walked right by you, I asked the lady, where were you at? She said, by the door. You left. You went in the room. You slammed the door. I went back.
That's a lie, because I did not go in no room and slam the door. It was my birthday party. I was not out. I was not in the house. I was nothing. I was outside because we had a jumper out there. And when you pulled up,
So you gonna sit here? So you gonna sit here?
Yes, I am gonna sit here and say that because that's the truth. That's the truth. When you saw me, you did not accept me, and you know it. And I'm tired of you talking about me. That's the reason why I called the show and to say everything that I had to say. You don't know, and something wrong with you. Something is truly wrong with you. How could you sit up here and say something like that?
What makes you believe Andrea is not your daughter?
I seen my baby. I pushed my baby out. My baby was 9 pounds. My baby was light-skinned. You understand what I'm saying?
Why all your other kids
Okay,
not
hold on.
light-skinned?
Hold on,
No,
I'm
why all
telling
your
you.
other kids not light-skinned then? Why? Why are they not light-skinned?
I pushed my baby out. My baby was light-skinned when I pushed my baby out. My baby was 9 pounds.
Light-skinned.
They told me, they said, I'm going to wash your baby up. My baby vanished. October the 7th, October the 8th, October the 9th, they brought me back a baby. I said, that ain't my baby. That baby is too dark to be mine.
Oh,
When
now
they
you got a whole different story. Now you got a whole different story.
Let me tell my story. Can I tell my story? Can I tell my story?
Yes, I
Don't
wanna hear
nobody
it.
know my story but me. I was discharged with a baby that wasn't mine. I got home. I was told by someone, said, you have the wrong baby. The lady that I was living with at the time, she was my guardian. My guardian said, I know, I'm gonna take care of it. I ended up getting in trouble. She hit me. She told me she wanted me out of her house in 3 weeks. I left with the baby. She came, my brother gave her the address where I was at. She came to where I was living with the police from Pittsburgh. The police came where I was at. The police said, I need to talk to you because a baby is missing. When the police officer came in there, he said, this is not your baby. This baby is too dark to be yours. Get up. They put me in a car. The police said, she said, I'm taking the baby. They said, well, you go ahead and take the baby. We got to see what's going on with this. Right after they took the baby, I ended up searching and searching and searching. I went to the hospital. The hospital, they was like, we trying to help you. You are right. I've been on this for the last 30-something years looking for my daughter, okay? It wasn't no disrespect to this young lady right here, but I knew when I met this young lady out, when I seen her, I showed her the pictures of who her mother and her father. This young lady broke down. She said, I do look like her. I do. And I
started crying because I wanted you to feel good. I broke down because I wanted you to feel good because constantly you kept saying, you're not my daughter, you're not my daughter. How you think that made me feel? How do you think that made me feel? You can't even answer me. How do you think that made me feel? How do you think? How do you think that made me feel? All that time. All that time.
My daughter.
How do you think that made me feel, you crazy bitch?
I understand how you feel. I really do.
You don't understand. You ain't never tried to talk on me. You ain't never tried to check on me. You ain't never nothing. Even if that wasn't your daughter, you could at least ask me, how are you? Are you okay? Are you okay? Why you couldn't call and ask me? I struggle by myself. I stand alone, and I even came alone by myself because God is with me, and He always been with me.
Have you ever tried searching for who you believe is your real daughter?
Yes, we talk. Yes, me and her, we talk. And my private investigator, yes, we have
You hired a
talked.
private investigator?
Yes, I sure did.
Okay.
He's working with my case. Okay, so
how long is they supposed to be looking for your daughter?
we found her.
You found her, so why she ain't here?
Okay,
why
so
she ain't here?
what else?
So they found someone potentially could be your
Okay,
daughter?
so she feels the same way. She's messed up. She's like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
She was like, tell me what's going on. She said, you saying that you my mother? And I said, yes.
How much do you think you spent on this private investigator?
Actually, he haven't gave me the price, but he have the.
Oh man, come on now. You're really making yourself sound real dumb
So-
right
Okay,
now.
anyway,
you
so-
making
okay,
yourself
what
sound
was
real
So you don't think
dumb.
any of your other kids look like Andrea?
No,
Okay.
No, I don't.
And so how
I
many
don't.
how many years have you been searching
for
for
my
your
daughter.
real daughter?
It went from day one, 1987, October the 7th, when they vanished with her.
Railene, the woman you believe to be your real daughter may be watching right now. You told my producers. Is there something you want to say to her?
Yes. You know who you are, and I'm looking for you, and you are my daughter. You are. And I've been searching all these years, and it's like, I mean, you know, it took a toll. It took a real big toll on me. I just want to say, I want you just to try to reach out. I mean, or try to call or something. I don't even know what else to say. It's just, I'm looking for you, and you know who you are. I just want my daughter to reach out. I'm looking for you, and you know who you are. Please, please, please.
Don't that seem crazy after you said that you found her already? She know who she is. Like, what? Your daughter's right here. Your daughter's right here, man. And your daughter been here the whole time. And you gonna feel so, I just can't wait till this results and see how you feel. And how everybody feel. My family, everybody.
All right.
Everyone.
Well, it's time for the DNA outcome.
Please.
And when I'm
Don't
done,
walk away.
I'm
Don't
gone.
walk away. I want you to hear
gone.
this. You've been walking away from my life the whole time. Too long. Too long. Stay right here. Stay right here. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat.
You can say.
Oh, I thought she was.
No, you're gonna have a seat and you're gonna hear these results. Yeah.
All right, in this envelope is the DNA outcome. This is the truth that you all have been searching for. Railene, because you are the mother, I'm actually going to give this envelope to you. So this is for you to open. Please read the results out loud to us. What does it say?
It's like 115 years biological daughter, but the DNA, the medical records and stuff.
So, can I see?
I'm
what
your
does it say?
daughter.
Hold on.
I'm your daughter.
So this is your biological daughter. This is your biological daughter. This is your biological daughter. Okay. Okay, like I said, I need you to understand, this is where you have to process, because there is trauma that went on in your life. And this girl has been searching and has been dealing with the effects of your trauma. This is your daughter. This is your daughter.
Oh my God. For real.
You come down here too. This is your sister. This is your sister. This is your sister. This is your sister. Your mother experienced a lot of trauma as a kid, and this is it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I know you're in shock.
Oh my God.
You're in shock. You're in shock. You're in
Yeah,
shock. You're in
oh
shock. You're in
my
shock.
God.
You're in shock. You're in shock. You're in shock.
Oh, that is crazy. Come here.
I know
No.
it seems. I know it seems. What you're witnessing right now is her processing trauma,
No,
and
this
it's
is
turning into
crazy.
shock. And I know for us as an outside audience, it's like, how are you switching up like this? What's going on? I'm explaining to you what happens mentally when somebody experiences trauma as a child and then has been telling themselves a story because they had to disassociate from the trauma and now is receiving the truth.
And
And then, this is your child.
and if you say you, cause I, oh my God.
This is your child. This is your child. This is your child.
Yes, yes, yes.
We've been going through this forever. That's it.
This is your child.
Oh my God.
This is your child. This is your child.
Oh my God. Sorry, come here. Oh my God.
I know.
No.
If I offer
Wait, I was in a relationship and Railene, and I was in a relationship.
that makes sense.
and he raped me.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my God.
I know you.
I went through so much.
I know.
Oh my God. Oh God. Let me tell you something.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my God.
I think
You got chili sauce.
so.
Yeah, me too.
Why not?
Me too.
Okay. Okay. You got your answers. Your mother just shared with me quickly.
You did.
Your mother just shared with me the trauma. It started to come out of what happened.
Oh my God.
Of what happened. She needs to share that with you backstage. She just shared the trauma of what happened.
Oh my God,
This is not for you to fix. You continue to protect yourself. Okay? But you're on a journey now. Okay. You're on a journey now. You're on a journey now.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I know. Listen, we got a lot. I'm gonna walk y'all backstage. Friends, we got answers, and I'm glad that you could be here. And I'm glad I could be here to support y'all in this moment. There's a lot of work that has to happen after this. So I just want to tell y'all really quickly, this show, I don't know if some of y'all could hear what she said. So the man that at 16 raped her, she went into shock. That's why, and as the shock started coming out, she started processing it. It was like wailing and like, oh my gosh, because whatever trauma she went through, poor baby at 16, she ran from. And looking at this little girl was a reminder of the trauma, and so that's why she tried to reject her entire life, because she didn't want to face the trauma, so she couldn't face this little girl. And it breaks my heart because so many families, instead of facing the trauma, it's easy for them just to push people away and say, let's move away from the trauma, let's do this, and the trauma will find you. So, Lord, I wish them the best of luck, honestly. I wish them the best of luck, yeah. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna make sure they get tons of aftercare. That's like the beauty of this show. So I think it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out.
I'm here to prove to my son that I'm his biological mother. A year ago, my son Jose told me that I'm not his real mom. It happened when his apartment got robbed, and he thinks that I had something to do with the robbery. I don't know who or what put that idea in his head, but our relationship hasn't been the same since. I haven't spoken to Jose in a year, and I backed off because I didn't know where his mind was at. Every time he would call me, he would hurt me and make me feel like maybe I wasn't his mom. And I don't think whoever put this in his head, it's not fair what he's doing to our relationship. Of course I miss him. We were close, and now it's not the same. I've sacrificed so much for him. I was only, 17 when I had him. I defended him, from the get-go because his father didn't want me to have him. And I decided, you know what? This is my child. I remember him the day that he was being born. I remember the pains and everything. I remember seeing him and holding him and being so proud of my son. I don't see how he can think that I'm not his mother after all that we've gone through.
So you saw paperwork stating that you were adopted. Tell me about that.
Yes. I ended up doing some research and looking up the California Public Record Vitals. And I also received the paper that I have here today that it shows like the adoption system.
Okay.
And of course, this is something I wanted to give to you.
Okay. So you put into Google and it says there's an adoption record basically that you can request. Is what this is saying. Okay, man. I understand. What does your mom say about all of this?
She's trying to stay strong. I don't have that support with my sibling. My mom, at this moment, she feels like she's feeling hurt by me.
Did you feel abandoned by your mother growing up?
Yes.
You did. Okay, then.
And then, of course, another thing I realized about me as one of the siblings, like I'm always the darker tone. My skin's a little different compared to my mother and my other brother and my sisters.
Got it. Okay. And you started having doubts when things went missing. Explain that.
Yes. An example, like my house diploma, my birth certificate, and also my social.
So those are vital documents. So you think somebody moved them because they didn't want you to find the truth out about yourself?
And then, of course, and then the reason why I included my mother, because I also gave her a key
to your
the
place.
apartment. Yes.
So I am feeling concerned about my identity. I don't think you're my mother. I give you a key to my place, and all of a sudden my vital documents are missing. I go online, and now I receive something trying to get my vital records, and I get this about the adoption process.
Yes.
I understand why you have doubts. Do you have a relationship with your father?
I don't. No.
You don't. Okay. What about your siblings? Do you have a good relationship with them?
I do not.
You don't.
And the reason why is because when I came out to my mom at a younger age, I told her how I was who I was. I'm sexual-wise, like I'm gay. But the thing is, she always closed doors in my face. And she never expressed that feeling towards me. She always avoided me. And that's how I ended up as well put into the system by being placed in foster care.
And so when do you go into foster care, what age?
Before my 16th birthday.
Got it, okay, so you were older at that time. So what are you hoping the DNA outcome will be today?
Like, she is my mom. At least I have someone to like depend on when I need her. At least now I have confirmation about how we could both move on and grow from this.
Got it. Well, I think everyone, it's time to speak to Maria, your potential mother, to hear her side of the story. So everyone, please welcome Maria to the show.
Sorry.
So you haven't spoken to Jose in a year, is what you said?
It's been like about a year, yeah.
A year. What is this moment like, seeing each other and speaking again?
It feels good that we're together again, but it's hurtful that the reason why we're together. But Jose, when he went to the foster care, he was growing up. He was a teenager himself. And he wanted to leave that night. He wanted to go out that night. My mom let him go out when I was in the hospital. I didn't want him to go out for a lot of reasons. Yeah. And he got kind of violent. And plus a lot of other things were going on in my household.
But that's the thing. Like, out of all the siblings, I was the only one that was placed in foster care. And honestly, it was just like something minor, like, you weren't even there too, but you were not there when they took me from the home. That's the thing that makes me upset, because he assumes that I didn't want nothing to do with him, that he was a bother to me. But it's not that. Hard. Because it was hard though, Ma. But remember what happened. Even when they put me in foster care, I had so many social workers. I had a probation officer, and I was placed in so many other situations. And honestly, like, I gave you heart. There was a moment, I know this is the past, but you have to understand, I want to bring it up. Even though we had tried to get more connected, it just didn't work out. And honestly, ever since I've been in the system until my 18th birthday, like, even on my birthdays, I don't even look forward to it anymore, because it's like, a happy for my birthday, foster care. I didn't get much notified from family members about my birthday. And then till this year, I don't look forward to it. Your birthday. It's just like, it reflects back on a lot of that.
So when did you begin to question your relationship about your mother? When did that start to happen?
Honestly, when I was younger. Every year on my birthday, you have mentioned to me about how they might have switched me.
No.
Yes, you did.
The day that he was born, it was just him and another little girl. I remember that day clearly when he was born. Yeah. I think when, like he says, he brings things up that happened to him in foster care. If he was in a good place, why didn't they tell me that he was going through so much? They didn't tell me anything. They always made me believe he was better, he was fine, nothing was happening to him.
Because I wasn't fine. Being molested at a young age is not okay. And then I told you that. You're not saying you're a bad mom. I love you. It's just like, I wish you said something. Because honestly, besides me coming out, it led me to being put in like the system, foster care. It led me into knowing that I'm here today, defining my DNA. Because honestly, a lot of this trauma.
I always get quiet when something was not right. When I was molested, I told my mom the same thing, what happened to me. She just said, "You're crazy." Shut the door in my face.
You did that to me too.
I want to be clear, for the record, is Jose adopted?
No, he's not.
Okay. He said earlier that there was a break into his house where his vital documents were stolen. Were you involved in the break?
I had nothing to do with that.
Because like for me, I'm asking these questions just to make sure that I can track your concerns, and get the truth. Because in every story there's a truth. What I'm confused about though is that why a year of not communicating? Because I'm clearly seeing there's like trauma here. Was it your decision to not communicate? Was it your decision? Why did you all separate for this long time?
He was living at the house at the time, at my house. And I wasn't home a lot. The reason why I'm not home is because I'm seeing someone else.
But you had messaged me before you did anything. You said, God bless you, hope things go great. You blocked me.
So you're saying a man is what got between you two?
No, that didn't happen between me and
So I'm confused though, but
yeah,
why?
it's confusing. The day that I texted him and said, you know what, have a good life, God bless you, is when he called me and he said, Mom, I'm adopted. You're not my mom. I heard this, that you have a house under my name.
I did all this on my own when I lived in my own place.
He says that.
And then when I needed all the documents, that's when a lot of this stuff is escalating to the point that things are missing.
Okay.
And it's like the most people I needed to trust is the people I was close to. But if they don't have answers, that's why I'm here today.
So Maria, from your point of view, it was like he's accusing you about stolen things, and then also he's saying you're not my mother.
Exactly, and I was hurt by that. I was hurt because I don't like people just approaching me and telling me a bunch of lies. And when he's telling me these things, I can't get a word in. His voice is raised. It's through a phone. I didn't do anything to him. I didn't steal from him. I don't have a house under his name. When he approached me and he was crying, he goes, Mom, are you scared that I'm going to find out the truth? No, I'm scared and I'm crying because I feel like the moment you find out that I am your mom, you're going to feel disappointed because I'm not perfect.
I live based on who you are, but I'm not happy with the mistakes of how what happened. But I would still respect you as a brother because I don't have any person above me for that. And honestly, I want that. I told you today, even being at the hotel, I told you, I want this just to end because it hurts me too. I'm like really sick to the stomach. I can't deal with it. Yeah. But it hurts.
Well, I think it's time to get to the DNA truth.
Yes.
I mean, hearing you say that this makes you sick to your stomach, seeing the hurt and pain that not having this truth has caused both of you, it's time for you to know.
I want to say something before. When the whole thing of being gay, I was never against him being gay. I knew from when he was young that he was gay. I knew it, okay? I didn't think anything of it.
Why did you put me in foster care? That's how you felt. Because honestly, that's the reason why I got placed in there because of how you felt and how you wanted me to feel. And Mom, you don't handle me by putting me in the system. You handle me by talking to me in the room one by one.
Yes.
If you want, again, my biggest issue was me coming to you and asking you to talk to you and beg you and beg you and beg you. While you close the door, at least I could now see, like, you know, if you wanted just me to leave you alone, I'll leave you alone. But don't put me out of the house. Yeah. Because honestly, Mom, I hated that. I hated that because I went with people I didn't even know.
I wish I could just talk to the people who took him and told me all these advices.
I understand, yeah. I get it. I really do. I understand.
Go ahead and read the results. I want you to see, and I
really hope to.
I hope that you could forgive me because I wasn't a perfect mom.
Listen, as people know here, this is not my truth to open. I'm just here to support you all, no matter what these results say. So this is for you to open. Please read it out loud.
I still love you.
So can I see this? I just want to make sure. It says here.
She is my mom.
It says your biological mother.
Yeah, I am.
I mean, what I appreciate that has happened on this stage is that you've gotten some answers. Because this biggest thing that has hung over your head is I felt so different. My skin tone, me being thrown out the house, the way my father has treated me, the way everyone has treated me made me feel different and has made you feel rejected. And so this clearly shows you why you were feeling rejected. But now you know that this is your family. And now you can start working on that. What your mother did is apologizing and saying she's sorry. I understand where you were in your world. You were hurt. You were taught a certain thing. You were abused yourself. And so I think sometimes we forget as the younger ones, and this is not to excuse any of the way you're feeling because you're valid for your feelings, we forget to give grace because you're still learning and you're still growing.
I'm proud of you, mijo. I'm so darn proud of you for you actually having to speak up. But now I'm here to have your back. You understand? We're gonna get through this.
What is going on in your mind right now?
That doesn't fix everything else.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. But what you've done, and what I'm going to get to you now, is I'm proud of you. Because what you've shown is that you do have a voice. And you're going to speak up, and you're going to make sure you don't ever hide. And so what you have done is you've inspired so many people here who might be at home saying, like, how do I talk about what I'm feeling? How do I talk about what went through me? You're showing them it's okay to express your voice. But I truly believe that your mother is willing to do the work. She's willing to do the work. This DNA proved that she's your biological mother, but there is now some work that's going to be done, and she's willing to do it.
Yes, I'm gonna be there.
Do you believe that?
Regardless, just don't push me away. I'll be there. I'll be there.
Mom, I believe your growth, and I see your growth, and I'm so thankful for your growth. Because what you're modeling is what many people need to see is that just because I made bad decisions in the past doesn't mean that I can't make better ones in the present.
Exactly.
And she's going to make better decisions for you, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for speaking your truth, for speaking up, and for knowing, but I want you to know you're loved, and you belong. You belong to this woman.
Yes.
And so you no longer have to doubt, who do you belong to? If people want me, she wants you, and you're loved. And it's time for you to start healing. If I offer some therapy for you, will you take it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But that's the thing. When I was little, I always been in counseling therapy. I'm just tired of it.
Okay, I hear that.
But now we can
I
do it
understand
together.
that.
Can I be with him during this counseling?
Yes, you
'Cause
can.
We both need.
Yes.
We're all like literally almost the same person.
Yes. I understand that. I understand that. Listen, it's a decision you get to make backstage. Think about it. But I think that that's going to help. I understand what it's like for kids to go through that, but you're an adult now who can express what you're feeling. And also the person that you felt most rejected by is willing to go with you. And she's willing to talk with you. And that's where the real healing grows. So think about that, but know it's an offer for you, okay? But I wish you both the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck. Really, I do. Seriously. All right, everyone. So you believe that your sister might be your mom?
Yes, I do
Okay.
believe that my sister might possibly be my mom, and I'm here to have you help me find out the truth.
So why do you believe that Christina could be your mom?
Multiple reasons.
Okay.
First being the big age gap of 20 plus years between me and my other siblings.
Uh-huh.
And my mother being 46 when she had me.
Okay.
And it just kind of never added up.
So you're saying that the woman who raised you was 46, that's your mom.
Yes.
And so you're saying because she was so much older that you're like, there was a thing.
Yeah.
And what is the age gap between you and your sister?
22.
22 years, got it. So my producers told me that you found a photo or something.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that photo?
So the first photo I found was from my first birthday. And it was a picture of my birthday cake, and it said Francine on it, which didn't make sense because my name's Francesca. And I was just like, did they spell it wrong? What happened there? But then I found another picture of my sister Christina in a wedding dress pregnant.
Oh.
And then on the back of it, it said a month before my birthday. So I messaged my sister-in-law. I sent her the picture. She said, you know, this is something you gotta talk to Christina about.
Oh.
So I texted Christina. I said, hey, is there anything you need to tell me? She goes, no, why? I'm like, are you sure about that? She goes, yeah. I said, so what's this? And I sent her the picture.
Hold on, we have that photo. Can we pull it up so everyone can see? So this is the photo that you had, and it had happy birthday,
Francine.
Francine.
Kind of like towards the bottom.
Okay.
And then there was that.
And this is the photo of your sister.
Yes.
And this was her pregnant.
About a month before my birthday, when I was born.
Got it. Okay, so now you're on the phone with her, and you said, so is there anything you care to tell me? Any big secrets you have? She said, no. Why? You sent the photo. You're a little messy for sending that photo, by the way. You know that. Because you said over the okie doke. You're like, hey, hold on. You ain't. Oh, no, you don't? Boom. Okay. So you said, sure about that? Where did you get that? That's an interesting response. That doesn't matter. Are you going to come clean or not? Clean about what? That I was married and what else? Pregnant? Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what did you do after that?
Well, after that, I messaged my other sister to see if she had anything to say. She told me, go talk to her mom. So I called my mom, and she denied the whole thing when I asked her about it.
Got it, okay.
I said, is there anything, you want to tell me? And I told her about the picture that I found, Chrissy pregnant, married. She goes, oh yeah, Chrissy, lost the baby.
Got it.
I said, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I was like, did she lose the baby or did you take the baby? And was that baby me?
Ooh.
Because it doesn't add up with the time frame.
Of course, of course.
So she started yelling, screaming, arguing, denying. And that was about a year ago I found out.
Wow. So let me stop really quickly because I know that I'm joking about you being messy on there, but like also this is a lot.
It is.
Because you're trying to piece together things and looking at them, and one point maybe you're far off, but the other part, it seems like your soul is telling you that there could be something here.
Yeah.
Why is this maternity test important to you?
As of right now, I feel like I don't have a mother, and I want to know for sure because the mother that I thought I knew growing up could possibly not be, and it's just, I just need to know for sure.
Okay. Well, I think it's time to meet Christina, your sister, who you think potentially could be your mother, and hear what she has to say. Everyone, please welcome Christina to the show. Hi, Christina. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So, Christina, I have to ask you, what do you feel about what you just heard?
Well, right now I want just the results. I want to see the results and let the truth be out.
Well, we don't usually get to it this fast, but okay, listen. Okay. I think it is time for you to solve this 26-year-old DNA mystery. Francesca, you have went on your own search, and it seems like you're putting clues together, and your sister is saying it's time for you to get to your truth. So here's your truth to know if this is your sister or your mother.
Thank you. Christina is your biological mother. Which
So,
I know.
okay, okay, so you feel like something pit in your stomach?
yeah, it just hit me in my stomach right now.
Yeah, I can understand now why you're trying to get to this, because obviously you've known the truth.
I've known the truth, of course, my whole life.
Why did you hide such a big secret?
I didn't want to hide the secret. I always wanted her to know the truth. It was just my parents, they wanted to keep the secret.
So can I be clear? So is her mother her grandmother?
Yes.
Did you suspect that?
I've always had a feeling with
Because of the age.
the age, and just everybody always say too, like, oh, is that your grandmother? Is that your grandmother? She's so old. And I'm just like, no, that's my mother, but.
Yeah. Are you in a bit of shock?
A little bit, yeah. Still been in a shock.
Yeah. Christina, why did your mother take custody of your daughter?
Yeah, I'd love to know that, actually.
Well, I got pregnant with her before I got married to her biological father. He had left us, and I was just confused. I didn't know what to do, being a single parent, and I was still young. I wish things were different. It's just things I didn't know back then. And my parents offered to help me with her, and a couple years later down the road, they wanted to adopt her.
Did you have other children after Francesca?
Yes.
Okay.
I have two, a boy and a girl.
Did you know those kids growing up?
As my niece and nephew,
Now you know them as your sister and brother.
which is a big, huge difference.
Yeah.
My other two knew the truth.
Wow.
That kind of just,
Wow.
I'm growing up thinking my niece and my nephew are my niece and my nephew, but then they're growing up like, oh, she's actually my sister, and we have to keep this whole big secret from her. Wow.
I would
Which
tell
really
people
hurts.
she's my daughter because
Yeah, tell her.
I couldn't come out and say she's my sister to other
You
people.
could have told people, and you could have told me and everybody else that I was your daughter.
Right.
Because once I turned 18, what are they gonna do?
Well, I'll tell you this. There's going to be a lot of healing that has to happen here. But what I want you to know is it sounds like this was for your best, as misguided as it was. And if you can hold on to the fact that they kept you in the family. I've seen stories like this where people were removed from the family and were left alone. They're always like, well, why was I the only one? They were trying to keep you close, misguided, very misguided. But at least you know the players in your family. You know what was going on. And I hope that at least gives you a little comfort that the people around you were at least trying to show you care. And if you want to rebuild a relationship, it will never be a mother-daughter relationship, I don't believe. But you can build a relationship full of trust if you can be transparent with her from this point on.
Yes.
Yeah? Well, I'll tell you this. There is actually another part to this DNA story. Because my producers were telling me that you actually went on an ancestry test.
So I was messing around one day because I like to go on the ancestry websites just to see.
You're a little investigator. We might need to hire you here. Okay.
So
You looking for a job? Because we might need to get you here because you're good at what you do.
I like to go on the ancestry websites to find relatives and stuff like that and do some, searching and stuff. And this name popped up that I've never seen before. So I was like, I'm gonna look her up and, see. And I found her on social media. So I sent her a message and I was like, hey, so I think we might possibly be related. We're trying to figure out how we were possibly related and found out that she doesn't know who her father is. And I don't know who my biological father is. So I was like, you interested in possibly taking a DNA test to find out? And she was just,
yes.
Yep. She's like, yes, let's do it. So that's another reason why I'm here with you.
Christina, do you know anything about this potential sister?
I didn't know anything about it until she told me.
Nothing about it at all. Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to have you sit in the audience while we figure this one out. First of all, you have been dealing with so much. I will tell you, your resiliency and also composure is to be admired. Because I got to be honest with you, if I found out that my sister was my mother and then also went on a DNA test and found that I might have a sister out there, I don't know if I'd be so composed. So I honor you for that.
I've had time to kind of process it a little bit, because trust me, when I originally found all this out, it took me a little bit to finally hit, and then I kind of just lost it all.
Got it.
So I've had time to process.
Christina, can I ask you one more question? When was the last time you talked to her biological father?
When I asked him for a divorce.
So you haven't talked to him in 24 years?
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. So for the record, Francesca, the young lady you spoke to that you found on social media, her name is Leanne, and you two have never met.
No.
Well, you're going to be meeting today for the first time, so everyone please welcome Leanne to the show. Hi, Leanne.
Hi.
Thank you for being here. So what's going through your mind right now?
Well, this is surreal.
Especially also hearing this story first. Were you expecting to hear that?
No.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it at all.
Okay, then. So Leanne, let's go back. You get a message from Francesca. What did you think?
I almost didn't respond because I thought it was a prank.
You thought it was a prank?
I didn't expect her to.
Yeah. Because if somebody sent me their message, I'd probably been like, no, this is spam or a scam or something.
Right.
Well, we have that message. I want to see what it says. It says, I was adopted by my grandparents and just found out all this back in March. Who is your father? I don't know my bio father. And whenever I would ask my mother about it, she would never tell me. So maybe your grandparents are mine? So so you two think you might have the same grandparents?
Something.
We don't know how we're related.
Yeah. Leanne, do you have a similar story?
So,
to Francesca?
Similar. I was raised by my grandma.
Okay.
And then my mom's sister took over custody.
Got it. So what about your father in your life?
So my stepfather has been in my life since I was 5. So I've called my stepdad my dad.
Okay.
And I thought he was my dad until one day my mother, she told me, that's not your father. And I was like, all right, then who is?
Got it.
And then she mentioned his name one time, and she never talked about him ever.
What was it like growing up for you?
So growing up was hard because I resented my bio mom because she wasn't the one raising me. And I had mandated court visitations to see my mother every Sunday. And I never wanted to go because, as far as I knew, my grandma was my mom.
Yeah, that was your mother's. That was the one who took care of you, your grandmother. Do you have other siblings?
As far as I know, I am the only child from my mother, but from supposedly our bio father, we have other siblings.
So you think maybe that you could be related by your biological father,
Yes.
possibly? So not grandparents,
No,
biological father,
possibly.
possibly.
Because our supposedly bio dad has the same name. And we both didn't know who he was.
He was. Got it.
So it's
Okay.
my pre-adopted name, kind of.
That was the name that you had pre-adopted.
I had his
Name.
name.
And that was the same name you had. Okay. Have you met any of the other siblings possibly on your biological dad's side?
No,
No.
never.
Okay then. So we're hoping today that maybe you two could be sisters. Is that
Yeah,
something
I
you're
do.
both hoping for?
It'd be nice. I've always wanted, like, I don't want to say little sister because you're only like 2 years.
A year and a
You're,
half.
you're 2
So a
years
year
younger
and
than
a-
me. But like, I've always wanted a younger sister because growing up, everybody was older than me.
Yeah.
So
a year and a half, this would mean, Christina, that if they are sisters, the man that you were married to also had another woman in their time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I think it's time for you to get your answers. This is both of your truths. Are you nervous? You are? Well, this is both of your truths, so I'm going to go ahead and pass the envelope to Francesca for you all to find out if you're potentially
my hands are sweaty.
sisters.
Why not?
I told you.
I knew it!
So this is your sister. How do you feel? This is your sister.
This is crazy because we grew up in the same town.
We pretty much did. I grew up like in Poughkeepsie, which is only 15 minutes from where she
20
lives.
minutes
Yeah.
from my town.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. So what are your thoughts about this? Because your daughter, not your sister, has a new sister.
Congratulations to her.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
What's making you so happy about this?
I know I had technically siblings, but it's nice to know that I actually have a actual biological sibling
Yeah.
that is not my aunt or my uncle.
Yeah.
Or my niece, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I'm sure it's comforting that though your stories, you don't deserve to not have had the information and the support as children. There is some comfort in knowing that you two have similar stories.
Yeah.
And that, especially when you talked about before, feeling like, I just want transparency, I want people to tell me the truth. You two know you have each other, that you've always given each other the truth, always been transparent. And that's a great foundation to build a sisterhood off of. So I'm happy for the both of you. And girl, I'm glad you got all your answers, okay? Did your mom ever tell you that story? Because I know you just found out this information 4 days ago.
4 days ago.
4 days ago.
4 days.
Your mother says, I don't think I'm your mom.
Yes.
Tell me what went through your head.
I contacted y'all, so her counter reaction was, "You're not my daughter." I believe, they switched you at the hospital. I just don't think you mine.
Yeah.
And
this is as you're telling her that you're going to contact me so that you can confirm that Clarence is your father, right?
Yes.
So you're here searching for your dad, making sure, wanting clarity in that. And your mother pops up with, well, I'm not your mom either.
Right.
All right, so growing up, what was your relationship like with your mother?
Hell on wheels.
Hell on wheels.
Yes.
In what way?
Even though I found out 4 days ago, she's always treated me like I wasn't hers, like mean. It hurt, because she told me she wished I was never born.
So Pam, why didn't you tell your daughter that you had doubts?
I didn't feel the need to have to tell her.
Why not?
Because when I got there, I fell asleep. After everything was over, I asked, could I see my baby? And when they brought Capprice over, she was beautiful, but that isn't my baby.
Who takes a baby home from a hospital that I do not believe is mine? If a baby, you don't believe a baby yours, we're not leaving. We're not leaving.
My mom was there with me through the whole process. When I said this is my baby, my mom said, Pam, shut up. I seen this baby come out of you. This is your baby. So for a whole year, I accepted the fact that somebody was going to knock on the door and tell me that they made a mistake. But after that year, nobody came. I just accepted the fact that God blessed me with this beautiful baby that don't look like nobody I know.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. Wait a minute. So you said you only took me home from the hospital because I was beautiful?
Because my mom said you were mine.
But she can't stop you from feeling any type of way?
But at 16, Capprice, when I seen this adorable baby, like, I couldn't even picture it in my mind. Whose child is that? Because it looks nothing like nobody I knew.
So you were 16 when you had your daughter?
Yes.
Okay, then. Is there anybody in your family that Capprice you think looks like?
No.
No one. Interesting. All right, listen. I think it's very important that we get to Clarence's side of this story.
Yes.
So I would love to bring Clarence out. Everyone welcome Clarence out.
Yes, I did.
Welcome to the show, Clarence.
How you doing?
Thanks for being here. Yes,
How you
thank
doing, Karamo?
Good, sir. Thanks for being here so much. So Clarence, I want to know how are you feeling right now?
Angry. I feel like a part of my life been lost for a long time. And I know I could never catch up with the things that took place, but I thought she was mine since day one.
What do you want to say to Pam right now, Clarence?
I want to say that if you'd have just gave me the chance and we could have did this DNA then, if you really didn't know, we could have did it then. We could have changed a lot of this. But I didn't come here to hurt all over again. I came here to heal, you know, and I want to heal this.
Listen, there is a timeline here that is important to highlight, which Pam was pregnant in December of 1985, gives birth 86. Clarence sees the baby 86. Clarence meet Capprice at 2012, and a week ago, Pam says that she's not my daughter, that you're not her daughter, and today we'll finally answer all of this mystery.
Yes.
Right? This timeline that's been going on forever.
Yes.
How are you feeling that today you'll get answers about if this is your mother and if this is your father?
I'm not worried about that. I want the results I came here for my children and I to be at peace so they can have a grandpapa and I can have my dad.
Got it. Okay. Pam, what about for you? This is a big moment.
Like I said, I just hope. I'd rather Clarence be her father and me have had a drunk moment and don't remember than my daughter to find out that we not hers.
Listen, everyone, I have two sets of outcomes right here. One is the maternity and one is the paternity outcomes of this DNA. This is where you get to find out, I know you said you're not worried about it if this is your mother. She made the claim, and she requested that she was tested. And we also have for your potential father right here. I think it's time for you, Mom, to answer this first. And Pam, I'm gonna go ahead and open it. Usually I give this to you all, but for me, because I do agree with you of like, if this was your child, if you were questioning, I understand being 16, I understand your parents having control and saying, you know, whatever, but if this was not your child, someone would have spoken up, someone would have said something, so I want to actually read this myself. So the first one is the outcome if this is your daughter. Are you ready for this? Capprice is your daughter.
This is the part.
I just want to get through that quickly because at the end of the day, this is your child. And you can take that out of your mind. You can take that out of your mind, whatever.
I was so scared. Okay.
But I'm about to give you the envelope, Capprice, to open it up. This is the outcome of the DNA test that you did. What's going on? What are you feeling?
Because I just wanted to be, and I can't make it, but I wanted to be. Just take everything from me.
A big moment.
I'm still here for you. I'm still here for you.
All right. I'm going to give you the DNA envelope, Capprice. Please read the outcome and please tell us what you read.
Oh my God. It says he is not my father.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
I want to know how many other people is wanting to get tested.
It's not how many other people is going to get tested. It's your father that I said been your father all these years.
No,
it's not my fault that...
You said back in the day it was okay to be a hoe.
No matter what I said.
You really was living it, though.
You can't tell me what I was living.
I don't want... you wrong.
No, she can't.
All right. The bigger question here now is, can this mother and daughter relationship be healed? And I do believe that y'all can take the steps to heal this relationship. Hear me out. But Mom, there's a lot of work you gotta do. And I know that there's a lot of work you gotta do. Mom, there's something about...
I know you seen that face, right?
I saw the face. But I also know that you are a 16-year-old, that there are things that was going on in your life that I can't even begin to understand or know, and I'm not gonna ask you to bring them up right now. But there's something regarding her birth at 16 that made you start to resent it, that made you start to disassociate from it, to say, nope, 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 you're not mine, from the minute she was born. There was something about the pain you were experiencing or the life that you thought you should have that you started to reject her immediately.
No, whoa, I did not reject my daughter. I did not reject my baby.
I'm open to hearing.
I didn't know for sure she was mine, but I loved my baby. And there was no rejection.
So let me just tell you this really quickly. So when I say rejection, it doesn't mean that you didn't have love in your heart for your daughter.
But you didn't show no compassion. You didn't show no
your
love.
Your daughter is telling me
you
that
told me you hate me. You wish I was never born.
Your daughter is
I'm
saying...
never going to forget that.
I never said that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And she said it to my brother before, too.
Listen,
your daughter's
listen,
truth.
my daughter,
did.
One day I could pick up the phone and it's, hi, Mom, how you doing?
No, we're not doing none of that. We here for
Next
DNA.
day,
no.
bitch, I'm all kinds of things.
Because you do stuff that's so weird.
All you're hearing right now is
You go
pain.
over there
and I know you
hang
had your
out.
own pain, but as a mother, you have to be able to relax and say, you know what? I can't match your pain. I gotta be there to support you to heal. Clearly, you had some trauma as a child, that you were in group home, you were drinking, you got pregnant at 16, you had your own trauma. He's nodding his head, he was there. But you can't continue to say, well, you know what? I have my trauma, so I'm gonna match your trauma. I'm gonna say mean things. She's saying mean things because she's in pain. She doesn't wanna meet this man because she's in pain. She feels rejected and abandoned. I don't know what you went through, but you can actually start to heal yourself and your daughter. Yes. You can do that. And I believe you have the strength in you to do it, but you have to first say, I want to do it. Do you want to heal the pain that your daughter feels? Do you want to heal the pain that you felt as a little girl?
I don't like when she go over there.
Do you want to heal the pain for your family?
Is that man your friend?
Do you want to heal the pain that your daughter is feeling?
I would love to feel the pain that she's feeling,
So
but
great. Don't, hold on, no, no, no. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get your mother to a place where she can acknowledge your pain and she can start to hear it. That's a big thing for her to even take a moment. I know for you, because you've had years of being abused, that you feel like she didn't want you. For you, you can't see that. I'm an outsider. She just said she wants to heal it. I know I see your face because you think that I'm calling you a bad person. I'm not. I'm telling you what she says. This is what she felt. I just met you. And what I'm trying to do is give you the tools to get to a place where your daughter can hear you, where she can hear you, where you can hear her, where y'all can love each other. So I know you make the face because you think I'm judging you. I swear to you, I'm not judging you.
It ain't because I think you judging me.
What do you
I'm
think
just
it is?
saying, like, I feel the same pain.
I know you do.
Because I felt like she didn't want me.
Yo.
Hold on. But listen, you already said that you're willing to take the steps to heal, and that's a big step, and I acknowledge you for that. But there's work that has to be done here.
Can I see that?
Which one?
She think I am not hers.
The one for you?
Yeah.
That's a step backwards.
Yeah.
You looking at, hold on, let me just
Yeah.
tell you this right now. You looking at this right now is a step backwards. This is a moment of you moving forward. I'm giving you tools and trying to tell you, I hear you and see you. Don't do this. This is a step backwards. Do you really need to see this?
Embarrass me some more.
Do you really need to see this?
You see it as an embarrassment, Capprice, but what
your mom.
what I'm
This is a
saying
step
is,
backwards.
Yo, I can't even.
This is your daughter.
my mother told me, this is your baby.
And I'm telling you too, this is your baby. So own it. Own it. This is your baby.
I can be prettier than the family.
This is your baby. This is your child. And your child is in pain and needs healing. And you just acknowledge you'll take the first step to start doing that healing. The second step, you have to talk to this man and tell him that he must take a DNA test. Your mother has acknowledged, but don't do this anymore. Don't do this. Don't deflect by saying, well, I don't know if I'm your mom. Don't do that. It takes a step backwards.
Capprice, I hear your pain.
There you go.
And I'll do whatever it is to at least try to make things better.
Listen, I know that's going to be hard for you to accept. I know that's hard for you to accept, but she took a big step. She's saying, in all your years, have you ever heard your mother say, I acknowledge your pain?
No.
She didn't have the tools.
She treated me like that on purpose. You have options. You ain't gotta have tools. When you're responsible for another human being.
I know.
You treated me horrible.
I know.
You think I
Yes.
treated you horrible?
Yes.
And I think
Horrible.
you treated me horrible.
Because you deserved it.
You are the link in helping her and also helping yourself. And I know you probably don't see that, but you are the link. And I actually believe you can do it. So when your daughter starts telling you about her pain, don't match it by saying, this is my pain. Match it by saying, I'm going to heal you and I'm going to learn how to heal myself. You got it? That's what you got to do. If you take nothing away today, take that. Let that be the tool you use. Because then she'll start to realize, like, okay, mom's actually willing to do the work. You got 2 action steps I gave you. Contact this man, get him to give you a DNA test for your daughter. And the second thing, when she comes with her pain, what are you going to say? You can do it. I believe in you. I do. I truly do. What you going to say? What are you going to say? When she's showing you her pain, what are you going to say? I see your pain.
Do the best I can do to help her.
But if you take this step, the DNA, with the man that you said is her father, and also by telling her that I'm going to help you heal while I heal myself, I promise you, y'all going to be on the right path. So I have to know, why do you believe that the woman who raised you isn't your biological mother?
I am so glad you asked. Let me start you from the beginning.
Okay, yes.
So anyways, and we have an aunt on my mother's side, and she was older. She was definitely not all the way there, but we would go and see her every once in a while. And when we would, she would actually give me stuffed animals.
Okay.
She gave me a multitude of them, and these are the only ones I have left. And every time she handed me one, she'd hand it to me and she'd tell me, Leah, this is from your real mother.
Oh.
And on top of that, it was, this is your real mother. It was, your mom loves you, just random stuff like that. And I'm 4 or 5 years old. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know how to rationalize if my mother's my mother. So we fast forward a little bit, and I'm about 15 at this point, and my other aunt on my father's side, she had gotten a little tipsy and just said, I am so sorry, Leah, that your mom is not your real mom. She said, you'll find out who your real mom is.
So you got women and aunts on both sides of the family
sides.
saying this is not your real mother. Somebody to be giving you teddy bears and to put that seed of doubt in your mind as a child, of course you're gonna think that the woman's raising you isn't your real mother.
Exactly.
When did you finally confront your mother about these rumors that these women are telling you?
I didn't know what to do,
Yeah.
but I went and I asked my mom. I said, Mama, how do I know you're my mama? And she goes, well, because I gave birth to you. And I go, well, how do I know that? And she told me, she was like, well, Leah, I don't know what to tell you. You came from me. You're mine. I love you. You're my daughter. So then, on top of that, with all of those two factors and my aunts into play, there are pictures of her pregnant. It's just one of those things where pictures are easily changed. It could have been she was pregnant with my brother and taken the picture, oh, here, Leah, this is me pregnant with you.
Oh.
And it's not me.
Has your mother ever said to you, like, I'm not your real mom?
We would be talking, and it would be random stuff. Like, prom time comes around, you know, you want to wear a nice dress, look all pretty. And I would go and find one that I liked, but it'd be a little too expensive. And she would just make a side comment like, well, maybe your real mom will buy it for you.
It's just seeds of doubt are just being planted in your mind over and over again. Who do you think is your real mom then?
I mean, there's a chance that maybe one of the women he used to ran with, there was this lady. It was almost too friendly, too much, too quick, especially for someone I've never seen. And it was all touching my shoulder, touching my hair, saying, oh, you are so beautiful. You have grown up into such a lovely lady. Well, how'd you know how I looked when I was younger, you know?
Yeah.
It's just little things like that.
You took a DNA test to figure out if this is your biological mother. If you find out she isn't, what will happen?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and my mother, she is my best friend. And even if she is not my mom, she will always be my mom.
Yeah. Got it. It's your mom. All right, well, listen, I want to hear from Lynn, the woman who raised you. So everyone, please help me welcome Lynn to the show.
I want to know how you think I couldn't be your mother. You are a miracle to me. I was never supposed to have children. You are my firstborn. You are my endless love. You are my life. That's the happiest I've ever been. That day when I found out I was pregnant, I have never been happier. Not wedding, prom, nothing. Career, it's all been about you. You was what kept me alive. I love you from the heart. I'm your mama. And I am so sorry that there are diabolical people that on both sides of our family that would say something like that to a child and a teenager when they know how long I wanted a baby. And I even told your dad when we first met and talked about the future, what we would want. And I asked him, and he said, I just want to settle down and have a wife and a family. And I said, I can't give you children. And he said, that's fine, we'll adopt. And you've heard this story, Leah, 150 times. You were a miracle. Your father told me, you're pregnant. We went and had the test, and I was pregnant with you. And we went that night and bought a baby rattle.
I understand that, I do. And I understand that you're telling me these things and all this other stuff, but I'm serious. I mean, you can sit here and you can say that all you want, but I truly believe that if you aren't my mother, that you wouldn't tell me because of your love for me. You'd think that it would change.
Have I ever lied to you before?
No, but it...
Exactly! I'm your mom!
Lynn, I gotta tell you this. Thank you for coming here, and great to meet
Yes, sir.
you.
Very nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
you look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes. I want to know, did you know that these aunts were saying this to
No.
you?
No, sir.
You did not?
I did not. Had I have known, the aunt on my side of the family is 50 years older than me. The one that was giving her the stuffed animals. She's quite older. Me being a good person and a Christian lady, I would have never done anything to her but kept my daughter away from her, and we would have never met again. Now, My husband's sister, she's my age. I'd have beat the brakes off that bitch. I'd have wore her ass out. I'd have drug her through her own hometown, behind her own damn little truck.
Yes, I hear that. Oh my gosh. Did you joke with Leah that she was not your daughter?
Well, when she first asked me, you know, and every once in a while she would say something. So yes, I made up a character, Regina, because when she would come in after a bad day at school or want something or whatever, I'd say, tell your real mom, Regina will help you, you know, because I did not realize what had happened to my child.
Yes.
And she was joking, and she'd do the same thing. She'd see something, or she'd be watching something on TV I didn't like. She'd say, well, my real mom would let me, and we would laugh.
I'm sorry, but you didn't find it weird that at 5 years old, your little girl's looking at you asking if you're her mom? And on top of that, look at my father. I mean, I'm sorry, but me and my brother look identical to our father.
How are you doing, sir?
Good, yourself.
Nice to meet you. So how do you feel about all of this, knowing, how does it make you feel hearing
I didn't know my baby was touched so much by someone that was so disturbed in our lives, and now she's disturbed with it.
Yeah.
And now it's taking a burden upon me because my baby's hurting. All I want out of this is for my baby to have peace of mind.
Yes.
For her to be at ease and not worry about who her mother is. Yeah. Be thankful she's got a mother.
Amen. Okay, I hear that. Thank you so much, Thomas, for being here. Yeah. I mean, I definitely can see the confusion. And I also understand why you went along with these jokes, because you thought this was just a fun little silly moment. You know, these little teddy bears caused a lot of pain.
I saw it. I remember some of the stuffed animals that she gave to my child.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize the damage that was taking place during the hug.
Got it. Got it. Well, it's time for the DNA outcome. You've been waiting your entire life to know if this is your real mother. You've been told by family members over and over again that this isn't your mother. You have had jokes that have made you believe maybe this is your mother. Are you ready to find out the truth?
I don't have a choice.
You do always have a choice, but I think you're ready.
Before I open this, I just want to do one thing. No matter what's in this envelope, I love you with all of me.
I know that.
And I would not be half the woman I am today without you, without him, without my brother, and without my grandma.
I love that, but you wouldn't be any of the woman you are today without me.
I hope. And I really hope that I look like a complete moron who questioned the maternity of their mother and
you wouldn't look like a complete moron. We all heard the facts that led you to feel this way. Every single one of us here would have a question in our hearts about what was going on.
And that's...
But now you get the answers. You're shaking. I see your hands shaking.
I'm sorry, I'm getting, yeah.
No worries. No worries.
All right.
My hands aren't shaking.
What do you say?
You are. Lynn is your biological mother.
I told you.
I'm so sorry.
You want to come on down, Dad? You come on down. Come on down, Dad. You come on down.
I told you. I told you. I told you.
I love you.
I love y'all.
I love you more. I'm sorry I ever doubted you.
Leah, you now know that little girl is safe.
I do.
You can start to heal that doubt.
You don't know what you've done for me. You really don't.
So much. You're very welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that as a little girl. But now you have answers. This is your mom. She loves you. But listen, good luck with everything. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you for being with us.